So you got a new plant and you want it to thrive. Well, first off, let's get real. Plants are not known for being the easiest pets around. They might not greet you at the door with wagging tails, but they do have their own unique charm and benefits. And in return for the work you put in, plants offer endless rewards. From cleaning the air you breathe to giving you a sense of accomplishment, there's just something special about nurturing life and watching it flourish under your care. But let's face it, sometimes plants can be a bit high maintenance. Dealing with pesky bugs, wilting leaves, and even accidental overwatering mishaps can leave you feeling like a plant parent. Don't worry, because today we're going to teach you everything you need to know about bringing your dying houseplant back to life. In this video, you'll learn 7 easy steps to save any dying houseplant. If your once beautiful houseplant is now drooping, yellowing, or looking lifeless, don't throw your plant away just yet. With a few simple steps, you can bring it back to life. Today, I'll walk you through a complete rescue guide for struggling indoor plants. Whether it's overwatering, lack of light, or pests, we'll fix it step by step. I've helped countless plant lovers rescue their green friends, and now it's your turn. So let's dive in and get started. The first step is identifying the problem. It might seem obvious, but before jumping into solutions, you need to figure out exactly what your plant is struggling with. Is it overwatered or underwatered? Does it need more light or maybe a nutrient boost? By understanding the problem, you can provide the right solution and get your plant back on track to becoming its former self. Let's take a closer look at some common issues that can affect your indoor plants and how to spot them. First, yellowing leaves. If your plant's leaves are turning yellow, it could be a sign of overwatering, underwatering, or a lack of nutrients. Check the soil moisture and try watering when the top inch of soil is dry. Also, consider fertilizing your plant to see if that helps. Second, drooping stems. Drooping stems could mean your plant needs water. Check the soil moisture and water thoroughly when the soil is dry. However, if the stems remain soft and wilted, it may indicate overwatering. In that case, you'll need to address the issue of soggy soil. Third, brown, crispy leaf edges. Brown, crispy leaf edges usually signal underwatering. Make sure to water your plant deeply enough to reach the dry areas of the soil. You may also need to increase humidity levels for sensitive plants like African violets or ferns. Fourth, mushy roots. Mushy roots often result from overwatering and can be a sign of root rot. To fix this, remove any dead or decaying roots and repot your plant in a well-draining soil mix. Ensure the pot has drainage holes to prevent future problems. Fifth, stunted growth. If your plant isn't growing as expected, it could lack sufficient light, nutrients, or water. Move your plant to a brighter location. Fertilize regularly and maintain consistent watering to encourage healthy growth. Now that you're familiar with these common issues, let's move on to some common causes and solutions. This will help you pinpoint the exact problem your plant is facing and how to resolve it effectively. Overwatering and root rot. One of the most common issues with indoor plants is overwatering, which can lead to root rot. To check if your plant needs water, stick your finger about an inch into the soil. If it feels dry, it's time to water. However, if it's still moist, wait a few days and check again. When watering, make sure to water deeply until the water runs out of the drainage holes. Avoid letting your plant sit in standing water though, as this can worsen root rot. If you notice that the roots are mushy, dark, or foul smelling, it's time to trim them off with a sharp pruners. Once you've removed the damaged roots, repot your plant in a well-draining soil and a container with drainage holes. This will help prevent future issues and give your plant a chance to bounce back. Underwatering and dry soil. On the other hand, underwatering can also be detrimental to your plant's health. Signs of underwatering include dry, crispy leaf edges and wilting stems. To rehydrate your plant, consider 2 methods. First, the soak and water method. Remove your plant from its container and immerse it in a sink or bathtub filled with water. Let it soak for about 15 to 30 minutes, then remove it and allow excess water to drain. Second, bottom watering. Place your plant's container in a larger tray or sink filled with water. Allow the soil to absorb water from the bottom of the container. This method is particularly helpful for plants with long, floppy stems that might not perk up after regular watering. Once you've hydrated your plant, check the soil moisture regularly to prevent future underwatering. Consider setting a watering schedule based on your plant's needs and the environmental conditions. Light issues. While most indoor plants thrive in bright indirect light, some may prefer lower light conditions. However, both too much and too little light can harm your plant. If you suspect your plant isn't getting enough light, try moving it closer to a window. On the other hand, if you think your plant is receiving too much light, move it to a slightly less intense area. Additionally, you can use grow lights to supplement your plant's light source and ensure it gets the necessary illumination for optimal growth. Nutrient deficiency. When your plant lacks essential nutrients, it can cause issues like yellowing leaves and stunted growth. This can happen if you haven't fertilized your plant in a while or if the soil doesn't have enough nutrients. To prevent nutrient deficiencies, feed your plant a balanced fertilizer according to the instructions on the package. Remember not to over-fertilize, as this can also harm your plant. Pests and diseases. Pests and diseases can quickly wreak havoc on your indoor plants, causing damage and hindering their growth. Some common plant pests include spider mites, mealybugs, and fungus gnats. These pests can weaken your plant and make it susceptible to diseases. To treat pests, consider using natural remedies like neem oil or insecticidal soap. For diseases, improve air circulation and treat the affected plant accordingly. Regular plant maintenance and timely interventions can help keep pests and diseases under control, ensuring your indoor plants stay healthy and vibrant. Now that you're aware of the common problems and solutions, let's put it all together with a step-by-step demonstration. Follow along and watch as a dying plant is brought back to life before your eyes. You'll be amazed at the transformation and gain confidence in your ability to save any struggling plant. So grab your gardening gloves and get ready to witness the magic of plant resuscitation. When faced with a struggling plant, it's crucial to take action quickly and efficiently. Follow these steps to save your plant and prevent further damage. First, inspect your plant and determine the cause of its distress. Is it overwatered or underwatered? Does it need more light or nutrients? Addressing the root cause is essential for successful plant revival. Next, implement the appropriate solution based on the identified issue. This may involve adjusting watering habits, providing additional light, or fertilizing the soil. Be patient and consistent with your approach, allowing time for the plant to recover. Finally, monitor your plant's progress closely and adjust your care routine as needed. By staying vigilant and responsive, you'll increase the chances of reviving your plant and restoring it to good health. Now that you know how to identify plant problems, common causes, and effective solutions, it's time to put your knowledge to the test. Look around your home and see if you can spot any plants that need your attention. Grab your tools and tackle each issue one at a time. As you witness each plant's transformation, you'll feel a sense of accomplishment knowing that you've saved them from potential demise. Remember, with a little care and attention, even the most struggling plants can bounce back and thrive. So go ahead, give those plants the love they need, and enjoy the rewarding journey of nurturing life. As we wrap up our guide to reviving dying houseplants, let's take a moment to appreciate the incredible resilience of nature. Even when faced with the toughest challenges, plants show us how to adapt, overcome, and flourish. By understanding the common issues that can arise and knowing how to address them, you can become a hero to your plant friends. Remember, always check the soil before watering. Observe your plant's leaves as they hold valuable clues about its health, and never give up too quickly. With a little patience and care, you can turn the page on your plant's story and lead it toward a brighter, greener future. Happy planting!